Big fly.
Multimedia.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. It's water change day for me here in the fish room, so we're going to kind of look and see what we got going on for water parameters. I'm going to just do the 125. All the other tanks, I'm just going to do water changes, but I'm kind of curious as to where my pH is at. I've gone a little over 2 weeks without doing a water change, and I'm trying to key in to roughly how long I can go before I need to do a water change based on pH and nitrates. If the pH in the tank is dropping way down, I think I'll need to change water more often. If the pH is staying pretty constant, that's not going to be a concern. Then it'll be just worrying about nitrates. I'm also going to check for nitrates and pH in my tap water and in the water from the tank to kind of help me narrow down where we're going to be at with the pH and nitrates. One thing about this tank I'll show you quick is I do grow pothos in 2 hang-on back filters on this tank, and that should help control the nitrates fairly considerably. Alright, let's take a look. I got my test kit out sitting on top of the tank. I'm going to do high range pH first. The vial on the left is from the tank, the vial on the right is tap water. Alright, so let's take a look. Alright, so let's get the test going. High range pH, I'm going to give it a little shake. This is the API freshwater master test kit, so I can test for pH, high and low range, ammonia, nitrate and nitrate. Now, this is the vial from the tank. I'm going to put 5 drops in here. I'll do that quick and give it a little shaky. Let that sit for a minute, and then we're going to do the tap water. Same thing, 5 drops. And I'm going to give that a little shake, and we're going to see what happens here. I don't know if you guys can see that well on camera or not, but that is actually quite considerably different, I would say. My tap water is really high pH. It's probably in the neighborhood of 9 actually. The test only goes up to 8.8 actually. Let's take a look and see what the pH of my tap water is. These test kits are awesome on how that they never work exactly how they should. It's really hard to read them sometimes. But yeah, I'm like up 8.4, 8.8 on the tap water. And the tank right now, if I were to say where we're at, we are probably, I would say we're at about 8, which for African cichlids, which that's what I have in this tank, is that's actually pretty good. It usually runs around 8.2, so I'm going to call that a success. Let's switch over. I'll grab a couple of different vials and we'll do the nitrate test. Alright, so the pH was not bad at 8. I can accept that. I think that'll actually be fine. I don't think I would change the water to increase the pH at this point. Little over 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks and 3 days I think it's been since my last water change. So the pH I think is stable enough. I do have quite a bit of, here, check it out, it's all limestone rocks in there. There's a couple of granite pieces, but mostly limestone. Fish are doing well, nice and healthy, so yeah, pH not an issue. It's definitely high pH coming out of the tap, and it comes down to about to where I want it, which is right about 8. 8.2 would be optimal. I'll accept 8. That's going to be fine. Let's take a minute now and we'll check nitrates, because that will be the next indicator on whether or not I really need to do a water change on this tank. So let's take a look. All right, again, I got the tank water on the left. I got my tap water on the right. I'm going to close up this high range pH kit, and I'm going to do a nitrate test. This is a 2-solution test. Got to shake this stuff up. Save yourself some time and shake both bottles at the same time. You're supposed to shake this stuff forever, but I haven't found that you can overshake it, and do what you think works. Follow the instructions. So, nitrate. We need 10 drops of this in both of these containers, or both vials. And I always shake these in a paper towel because these vials always seem to leak on me. Just give it a little shake. Here's the one with the tap water. Now we can uncork these, and when you take the top off, they always leak, so I just wipe that off. Well, this tank's been cycled long enough that I should not have to worry about ammonia or nitrite. If this shows that there's no nitrate, I would be worried and maybe check nitrate, but I'm sure we're going to have some nitrate in there. So again, this needs 10 drops of the second solution. And then this time you're supposed to shake it for like a minute or something crazy, and then give it some time to develop. So I'm just going to give this a good shake in my paper towel to keep the solution off of my hands. So we're starting to develop a little color there. This is the tap water again. So as expected, with the change of season, there are no nitrates in my water. The ground in Wisconsin is starting to freeze. There's no runoff into our water system from crops this time of the year, or very little. It hasn't been raining much, so not a huge concern. However, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we're looking at, we're between 20 and 40 parts per million in nitrate. That's a good indicator that it is time to do a water change. So I'm going to do a water change. I'll check the water afterwards. I'm not real concerned. The fish are doing well and healthy. The plants in the refugiums on the back are doing really well. They're growing. So the tank is somewhat at a balance. I've seen tanks as high as 80 parts per million and fish do well in that, but I am a little concerned that the nitrates are higher than I would like them. I'd like to keep them down around 20 parts per million. That should be good for the plants, and it should be good for healthy enough for the inhabitants of the aquarium. So I'm going to do water changes. We'll come back and we'll retest for nitrates after I do the water change. Alright guys, fish tanks are clean. I've got a pipette full of tank water here from the 125. We're going to do the 5 mils into the test vial. Now this is probably about, I gotta grab paper towel, hang on. So this is probably about 20 minutes or so after refilling the tank. So we'll do our 10 parts of solution 1. And I think I got an extra drop on the side of the vial there, so I'll just swoop that out with a paper towel. Hopefully not horse up the accuracy of the test too much. Cap that off and let's give it a shake. That mixed up there. Pop the top off, clean the goo off the sides of the container again. There's got to be a better way. Nitrate solution 2 needs a longer shake apparently. So we'll do that now. So you guys look at my plants. So I love having these plants on top of this tank. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it. I enjoy it. Alright, another 10 drops of solution 2. Recap that and give it a good shaky. This is getting tiresome doing all of this shaking. Alright, let's call it a day with the shaking. We'll give that a minute to sit. I'm going to go dispose of this pipette because I don't need it any longer. I'll be right back. Alright, you're supposed to give this a while to develop, but I think it develops actually quicker than what they say on the container. So, you saw before how very reddish orange we were, and now we are down, it's very hard to read these, man, but I would say we're down between 10 and 20 parts per million. So which is about half of what we were at, even though I only did about a 30% water change that cut those nitrates back. Water changes, baby. Alright people, water changes are done. As you can see, on this tank about a 30% water change brought my nitrates down to where I wanted them to be, which is awesome. I figure at this point I can probably go every 2.5 weeks between water changes on this tank with the livestock that's in it. I'm going to stick to the 2-week thing, give or take a couple of days on either side. All my other tanks, check this out, all the other tanks are fine. I'm not doing a lot of water testing on these yet because they're not real heavily stocked, and I'm honestly making these water changes on these tanks at least every 2 weeks as well, so I think they're going to fall in line with the 125. I will do a little more testing in the future, but for now I'm satisfied. Enjoying the hell out of this hobby, really enjoying making YouTube videos. So hey everybody, take care of yourselves, take care of your fish, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.